everybody. It's Rants by Robbo. Hope everyone had a great day. Hope you all learnt that. Quick announcement before we get going. Shout out to the doozies tonight. You guys are rocking out. Hope you guys have a good gig. Hope you guys get it done. Crush a good set and make sure to let JR know how you go. So, I go see the doozies tonight at the Bird. I think they're on at 7:30, 7:15. I don't know. Get there early. Get keen. Just get in there. As soon as the Bird's open, get in there. Throw some money on the stage. Throw some cash on the stage. No, make sure you go catch the doozies. They're a phenomenal band with Ethan, the Beef Slattery, Ton and Ray. The members are going to punch my head in because I can't remember the names right now, but that's okay. Go and catch the doozies tonight. Announcement's done. Now, this is a pretty cool topic. I've been trying to make this list for a while. I've had to look around, think about it a fair bit. So this is the top 10 athletes as I'm rating them right now. Now, there's a lot of organizations where they have a top 10, so I will be doing a top 10 NFL, top 10 NBA, top 10 NHL, top 10 NRL, and top 10 sports, individual sports like UFC and so on and so forth. We'll just keep working through organizations. But after this video, it will be top 10 NFL as I've become hooked on the NFL recently. So there you go. But without any further ado, now rolling in at number 10, we have a tie. We have a two-way tie with Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall. Those two men are strong men. Eddie Hall coming out of Britain, coming out of Stoke-on-Trent in Britain. Brian Shaw coming out of I know this. Fort Colorado, USA. Brian Shaw is the 4-time world's strongest man who weighs 200 kilograms and has numerous strength records, but nothing stands out more than his 4-time world's strongest man. He has been widely regarded as the strongest man ever to walk the planet. They refer to him as Bigfoot, and rightfully so. He has a size 15 shoe. I know what you're thinking, JR, so do you, bro, but yeah, yeah. I'm also thirsty as fuck. Don't judge me. Anyway, so basically, Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall, everyone knows fairly well. He picked up a half a ton deadlift, nearly killed him. And the doctor said he was never going to be able to do it, and he went out and did it and became the world's strongest man in 2016. I'm going to have to fact check that. I can see it there already. Fuck. Anyway, Eddie Hall went out and did the half a ton deadlift. Is famous for his never give up attitude and has now done his boxing fight with Hathor Bjornsson and is now just being an awesome celebrity. And he actually might be getting back into strongman, which is awesome to see. He does a lot of posts on his Instagram, which will be in the description, along with Brian Shaw's as well. Brian Shaw has the Shaw Classic. It is over in America. It is a strength tournament, and Brian Shaw is still competing and still getting after it. And so those boys really brought the strength game to a whole nother level. The strength competitions have been going since the beginning of history. Everyone wants to see the strongest man in the world. They have done since the beginning of time. But those guys really brought a face to it, Eddie Hall's everywhere. Everyone knows Eddie Hall, and Brian Shaw should be right up there too. He's just a freak, genuine freak. So there are two number 10 competitors. Number 9, rolling in at number 9, you will know him as probably one of the best boxers of all time, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is one of the most revered boxers of all time. He had a fighting record of 56-5. He had 9 title defenses until he lost his belt, and then he got 10 title defenses in a row, a total of 19. He beat every single heavyweight in his era, which was deemed the golden era of boxing, and he was known for his trash talk. The reason why he's rated so low on this is because he one of the best heavyweights I've ever seen. He had a tremendous arsenal of trash talk. Is just because the level of athletes that are on this list, well, they're in different times. They're in more modern times, so they're going to be more well adjusted and more of a more of a threat, if you will, or more of a devotion to their sport. But Muhammad Ali, you cannot be slept on. He was one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Lightning fast feet, incredible hands, incredible trash talk, and was revered by many as the best boxer of all time. I don't think he was. Well, you'll find out who I do think it is. Yeah, so Muhammad Ali for sure, dedicated to boxing like nobody else. He's very outspoken. You'll find a lot of his quotes, you'll find a lot of his photos everywhere online. So yeah, Muhammad Ali is our number 9. Number 8, sticking with martial arts, we are going with the infamous John Jones. For those of you who don't know who John Jones is a very revered martial artist who has the most title defenses in the light heavyweight category. He also was the youngest champion in the UFC ever, but he was known for his insane wrestling ability and his overall strength. John Jones was a Division 1 fighter who joined the UFC, and he would go out and party and party and party, train for a week or two, go into the ring and kill people, just murder them. And he would train. So this is he goes on Joe Rogan and talks about this. He would train for 3 weeks. On week 4, he would get trashed, and then week 5, week 6, he would go out and smash someone's head in. And the reason why he did that was because if he ever lost, he could say, "Well, I got out. I was hammered 2 weeks before the fight." So it was a built-in safety net, but he just kept partying and partying and partying. He got in some trouble for steroids. Jude and I talked about that, but he is still to me one of the best MMA fighters, top 3 greatest of all time. But we will get into the UFC when I did the UFC video. This is greatest all time. So John Jones, known for his insane wrestling ability, insane strength, and he's just the reason why he's above Muhammad Ali on this list is because of his sheer talent and ability. Number 7. I had to think about that. That was pretty sad. I had to think about that just real quick. Sorry about that. I'm a bit tired. I've been getting after it today. It's no excuse. It's no excuse, JR. We expect better. On number, I'm going to say 6. I could be wrong. It's probably 7. What an idiot. Anyway, he's Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was a very famous football player and baseball player. He's the only player to be in the Hall of Fame of both sports. He was a Los Angeles Raider, or Las Vegas Raider now, my favorite team. Bo Jackson used to run down people like it meant nothing to him. He was a supreme athlete. He used to run through teams. Las Vegas or Los Angeles at the time, the Raiders used to say fire in the hole, and it was just Bo Jackson just poof, just going straight through your team. He was known for his insane cardio, his insane durability, and his insane strength. In saying that, he did get a hip. Had to get a hip replacement surgery, which actually eventually led him to retire in 1990. But before then, he was a known MLB superstar, and Bo Jackson went into one game and had to get a hip replacement, came back 20 days later, and the first ball they threw at him, he hit a home run off. And he was known for snapping bats in half like toothpicks. He was known for running up the wall to catch balls. He was known to be one of the fastest NFL players in history with a 40-yard dash of 4.13 seconds, I believe. So he is a revered athlete, insanely talented. So that's why he's in the middle of the pack. That's why he's so far up the list. So Bo Jackson is our man. Our next one on the list is a current. He's still playing. He's still at it. It's ice water. I fucking love it. I do. I'm getting to that later. Next on the list, LeBron James. LeBron James, he's pretty outspoken. Everyone knows who LeBron James is. LBJ. He is playing for the currently struggling Los Angeles Lakers. I'm saying that because my best friend Tom Longest goes to the Lakers, and they're struggling. So, no, but LeBron James is one of the most direct and one of the most talented basketball players we've ever actually seen. He had the ability to go NFL, but he chose to stay in the NBA, and he would have done well in the NFL. But he's currently 37 years old and is still killing it. He's hitting shots from the logo and doing well at it. LeBron James, the reason why he's so high up on our list is because of his just insane amount of talent, and where he came from was insane. He came from being homeless and he made his way entirely through sports, and here we are today seeing LeBron James as a billionaire, and his son's going to join him in the NBA. Hopefully, we'll have to see that. But this year could be a year full of potential. If LeBron James can wrestle up the Lakers and win from here on out and do his thing, get his triple doubles and all, he could fare well. It's in the cards, it's in contention. He could surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for the most amount of points in a career and win another championship, be ahead of Michael. He would be undoubtedly the greatest of all time. It's a possibility. It isn't the deck of cards. It really is. And everyone's like, no way, bro, no way. But it is. You got to remember Miami. You got to remember all the things he's done in his career and the amount of talent he has. Nothing is off the table with LeBron. It just never is. It just isn't. So, yeah, no, LeBron James, I deem him as the greatest of all time at basketball. That's just my personal belief. But he's part of the big three. And the big three is LeBron, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. But LeBron is rated on the middle of the pack on this list is because he is so talented and so versatile. I think he farewell could be. He could have done a Bo Jackson and gone two sports, but he really stayed in his lane. And so I'm not discrediting him for that, but I'm just saying that he never dabbled outside his potential. The next on the list, going back to the NFL, is Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was well, how do I put this politely? He was a fucking one-man wreck-it crew. He used to wreck teams. He played for the New York Giants. He got drafted as a rookie, and he went Rookie of the Year. He was also the Defensive Player of the Year. He was also a fucking maniac. He was known for doing crack as well, but we'll get into that later. Lawrence Taylor, my favorite player in NFL history. It can be spotted in the beginning of the movie The Blind Side, where they talk about the offensive lineman, which is Lawrence Taylor, where he broke Joe Theismann's leg, which ultimately ended Joe Theismann's career in football, which is pretty sad. But Lawrence Taylor used to obliterate teams and quarterbacks. So his job was to break the line and taunts the quarterback, and he did that usually 5 to 7 times a game. 5 to 7 times a game. Yeah. He was insanely strong in the gym. He was insanely dedicated to what he did. And he had a massive party life, which, mind you, is another video that's coming up, which is the party lives of athletes. It's going to be crazy. But Lawrence Taylor was one of the best offensive linemen of all time. Incredibly strong, incredibly fit, and incredibly dangerous. They call him the Blue Wrecking Crew because that's what he was. And he literally took the New York Giants. He took the Giants. How come New York didn't think to name them two different things? Anyway, the New York Giants, he took them to 2 Super Bowls. 2. So there you go. Lawrence Taylor. And next on the list, going back to boxing, I dub him as the greatest boxer of all time. Iron Mike. Mike Tyson has a record of 44 knockouts. 44. Think about that. That's pretty fucking mad, isn't it? That's pretty fucking mad. So Mike Tyson, I can't talk too much about him because I tell you everything about him. I fucking love him. But Big Iron Mike is on our list so highly up because he did do 44 knockouts while he was on coke, while he was the richest man on the planet, while he was the man of the planet. Jamie Foxx talks about Mike was the most famous, revered person on the planet. and he had demons in him, and he had to sort of manage all that and all this fucking perfect cyclone. He bought tigers and really exploited the fucking lavish life that he lived. But he's slowly bouncing back with his weed companies and everything, and his podcast, Hotboxing with Mike Tyson, which will be in the description. But he's so far up the list because of his devotion to boxing and because of how it turned his life from crime to riches. Oh, that's good shit. Anyway, Mike Tyson. Next on the list, bring it back to the NFL. Probably probably the best known quarterback of all time. Of all time. There's really no quarterback like him. His name starts with T. It ends in Brady. It's Tom fucking Brady, man. Tom Brady. Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowl rings. 7. The motherfucker's going for 8. Going for 8. He's got it in the cards too. The Buccaneers are on the way back. It's in the cards for this year. It is in the cards. Nothing is out of contention with Tom Brady. They've always got a shot every single year. Tom Brady originally started with the New England Patriots. Tom Brady has been named the best quarterback of all time by every fucking person ever. There's no one even in contention, but he is the best quarterback in the NFL, and he is also I think he's 37, 38. When he entered the NFL, they said this kid was either going to make it big or get broken in half, and he made it fucking big. He made it big. He took the New England Patriots to 6 Super Bowls and now took Tampa to 1 so far. Him and Rob Gronkowski are a lethal duo, but yeah, Tom Brady, 100%, the best quarterback without doubt, without it, undisputed. That's why he made the top 3. That's why, because he's just the best in the world at what he does. There's no one to argue that fact. There's no one who can do anything about it, and he still got it. He still fucking got it. So yeah, Tom Brady, top 3, best quarterback to ever do it. Next on the list, bringing it to the NBA. You say this man's name every time you crumple off a piece of paper and throw it at a bin. You know what I'm talking about. Kobe. Kobe, man. Kobe Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, where to start with Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant was loyal to LA the day he was drafted to him. Wait a minute, JR. That is a fact. He didn't get drafted to LA. No, he didn't. He was drafted to the Charlotte Hornets, and the Charlotte Hornets traded him to LA. They're like, no one wants this fucking kid. This fucking loser. He's this fucking 17, 18-year-old kid. We don't want him. He's not going to amount to much. Oof. Oof. Did Charlotte fucking feel that? Ooh, Kobe Bryant, revered by many people as the greatest of all time in basketball. Once again, he's in that big 3. He has a strong argument, a strong argument to be the greatest of all time. He's the most dedicated to basketball, hands down. He's the most dedicated to his craft, hands down. There's no one even in contention to what he is. Kobe Bryant is revered for his insane work ethic and drive, right up there with David Goggins. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, there's so much you can say about him. There's so many stories you can tell about him. There's so many things you should know about him. But the most thing you should know about him is that he won an Oscar about basketball. He made a short movie about basketball, and they gave him an Oscar in that. How many Oscars does MJ have, bro? None. but Kobe Bryant for sure. Kobe Bryant is right up there. So yeah, he's in our number 2 spot because the guy the number 1, well, you're about to find out. But before I do that, I have some honorable mentions. People that we shouldn't forget before we hit number 1. Honorable mention number 1 is Shaquille O'Neal. Okay? Shaq was a dominant force in the NBA and a dominant force in the business world. The man makes cash. So yeah, Shaquille O'Neal for sure. Revered as one of the best centers of all time in the game. Obviously, I'm going to do a top 10 NBA, so don't fret if I miss some people. Another honorable mention is to Michael Orr, the star of The Blind Side, baby. Come on, Michael Orr is a fucking legend. He recently got married. Shout out to him. I hope he has a fruitful marriage and a happy time. But Michael Orr was a huge inspiration for kids around the world and for a lot of different people. Michael Orr was sort of a signifying thing that says anyone can achieve anything. He came from being homeless to being a fucking superstar. So yeah, Michael Orr. Next on that list is John Stockton of the NBA. John Stockton has the most assists in NBA history. He sort of brought Utah to, I think it was 2 finals appearances where someone you're about to hear of stomped him, but he was revered as one of the greatest basketball point guards of all time, and he was insanely dedicated to his craft. The next one on the list, kind of a wild card, Dennis Rodman. The reason why Dennis Rodman is on our athletes list is because of his crazy escapades and the fact that he never wavered in his athletic ability. The dude went out for 20, I think he went out for 48 hours, got tanked, went on WWE, came back to a finals match, and got the most rebounds in finals history. That's a fucking athlete, okay? Dennis Rodman missed, I think it was upwards of 30 games in a season and still was beating the rebound numbers by 100. That's a fucking athlete. Like Dennis Rodman started from nothing. He started from the projects and then he became a 3-time, 4-time champion. I mean, dude, numbers don't fucking lie. Dennis Rodman is one of the greatest fucking athletes we have seen. It's just the fact that he's a fucking wild card where he married himself and he went to WWE as Rodzilla and did insane different escapades. We kind of forget the fact of how dominant of an athlete he really was. So Dennis Rodman for sure is on our honor roll. The next one on the list is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was one of the most dominant athletes in his day. And everyone's like, what do you mean? Allen Iverson. He was, man. He is famous for 3 things: crossing up MJ. He's also famous for coining the fashion of the NBA today. He's also famous for being a cornerstone in not giving a fuck attitude. Okay? Allen Iverson brought all the fashion as we know today to the NBA. All the fashion you see today was brought in by Allen Iverson. Before Allen Iverson, everyone wasn't allowed to do that. He just started doing it because he didn't give a fuck. And he went, that's the kind of guy Allen Iverson was. But his cultural influence and the fact that he was the 2001 MVP and an 11-time All-Star combined, he was an insane athlete, an insane personality, and insane reach in his community. Okay? So Allen Iverson for sure makes our honor list. Okay? Number 1 of the greatest athletes, Michael Jordan. I know what you're thinking, but JR, you think LeBron's the GOAT. LeBron is, in my opinion, the GOAT of basketball. But Michael Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, he took basketball from a dying sport. When Michael Jordan, everyone who's seen The Last Dance will know what I'm talking about. When Michael Jordan walked in, the Bulls were a joke. They were a fucking joke. Didn't mean anything to anybody. The NBA didn't mean much to anybody either. They were playing for cigarettes and beer. Michael Jordan shows up. They start selling out stadiums. They start taking shit seriously. And then Chicago, as we know it today, one of the biggest fucking names in basketball. And he really seriously is the reason why it's as big as it is. He got everyone $1 million contracts, and now he's the one who made the NBA what it is today. He currently owns the Charlotte Hornets, but he is the cornerstone on why the NBA is as big as it is today, Michael Jordan. So yeah, there's our top 10 with our honorable mentions. Let me know who you would have added, let go, swapped, whatever. But you know, at the end of the day, everyone who's on this list is a freak in their sport and is somebody that should be very well revered as a threat in their craft. And yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that's JL's top 10 plus honor. As always, have a fucking dig, earn your fucking salt. Also, before we click out, make sure you go watch the doozies tonight. Make sure you go fucking watch them. Make sure you go watch. All right, I'll see you fuckers on the next one. Yeehaw!